Welcome to another Meeples and Milkshakes Board Game Cafe unboxing video. I'm Jim, and we have 7 boxes from Asmodee. There were 8 expected in the shipment. 1 is still stuck in Mississauga. Hopefully it comes in the next couple of days. And hopefully that 1 box doesn't have the things that we need for people that they've already asked for, but of course Murphy's Law suggests absolutely they will. But we'll find out. Let's get right at it. All right, so first off we have Foothills, and here's our demo copy, and we have 2 copies for you to take home. So this is a Ben Bateson and Tony Boydell game for 2 players, another 2-player game. We're trying to bolster our 2-player game selection here. And we've actually put all the 2-player games in one section of our shelves too, so they're all easy to find. So thank you, Lucas, for doing that. This looks like a really cool game about the little trains of Wales. It has, well, it's a card game, obviously. It says action selection with a twist, great tension throughout, high replay value. I have not played this yet, but it's a Snowdonia experience, and we will have this in the library for you to try as well. Next up, a restock of the Golem edition of Century. This is Century Spice Road, but with the original prototype art, Golem style art. We have 2 of these available. These have been very popular every time we've brought them in. And then we also have Golem Century Golem Eastern Mountains, which is a Golem version of the 2nd game. Do we have that in stock? We do. We have all 3 of the base original art versions in stock, and now we have 2 of the 3 Golem. The 3rd one I don't think is out yet, an Endless World, and that we have pre-ordered, and looking forward to that coming out, but it's not ready yet. So there we go. Next box. I think this is the first time we've had Isle of Skye, and we also have a demo copy of Isle of Skye, which is cool. And now we have copies for us as well. This is a, as it calls it, a quick tile placement and auction game. Little rules, lots of fun, and featuring woolly sheep. Isle of Skye from Chieftain to King. I have played this several times, although it's been quite a long time. It's a very, very good game, and it's for 2 to 5 players. It takes about 60 minutes, ages 8 and up. Some people compare it to Carcassonne, sort of for obvious reasons. If you look at the tiles, they look kind of Carcassonne-like with roads and things like that. It works a little bit different. You're going to have things that are actually going to move along the paths of the roads, and so you're not really claiming the roads in the same way you do in Carcassonne. There's also screens for hidden components, so you're hiding what you have from your opponents. Lots and lots of fun, and we've had this on back order all year, and this is the first time we've managed to get it. This is a game by Alexander Pfister, who is an excellent designer, Great Western Trail, and so many other amazing games he's done. Blackout Hong Kong, geez, there's probably a couple more on our shelves too from him. So there we go. Happy to have that here. I think at least one of these is back ordered or reserved for somebody as well. First up, we have a restock finally of Ticket to Ride New York. It's been a long time since we've had this in. This is a, they call it kind of like Ticket to Ride Express, like a more basic or quicker version. It says it takes 10 to 15 minutes, which to me just seems miraculous for a Ticket to Ride game to play that quickly. 2 to 4 players instead of 2 to 5 like in regular Ticket to Ride. Much smaller map, but similar concepts. This one has been incredibly popular. It usually sells out within days of us bringing it in. Really, we should be bringing more in, but we're never quite sure how many to bring in. It's still something that we're learning. But anyway, we have quite a few of these, and I think there's a demo copy as well, because we have not had it. There is the demo copy, so we'll have that in the library too. Hopefully by the next time we've restocked it, we'll have played it ourselves as well, and I can tell you what I thought about it. Here's a restock of one of our favorite new games from the last year, Ankh'or. This is a game that's very, I would say very similar to Splendor, but it's not Splendor. Similar in that you're going to use little poker chip things in order to get tiles instead of cards, whereas in Splendor, the cards, you're using those just for points and also for economic advantage. In this game, the tiles are arranged spatially, as you can see on the back of the box. It's important how you arrange the tiles. You can also stack them. The costs of the tiles differs every game because the arrangement of the costs, you're going to shuffle those every game, so it's lots of replayability from that. It's not going to be the same thing twice, and you'll have new challenges and new things to overcome depending on how those costs get organized. This is a really good game. It plays amazingly well at 2 players, but it also plays really well at 3 and 4. I recommend this to anybody who's looking for a 2-player game. It's very easy to learn and pretty quick to play as well. It says half an hour on the box, and I think that's about right. Probably get it down to 20-25 minutes once you've played it a bunch of times. Next up, another game. Here is a demo copy of it. I don't know exactly how to pronounce this. Piepmatz or Piepmatz, I'm not exactly sure. Little Songbirds. So here it is, and a card game for the whole family, it says. It's a busy morning at the bird feeder. Blackbirds, finches, and sparrows compete for that perfect spot on the perch to gather the choice seeds. But be aware of the crows and squirrels. Their mischief can spoil your plans. So it has 110 cards and a rule book, of course. This is a Lookout game, and we have a lot of games from Lookout Spiel here, and they're all of excellent quality. I do like the art on this game. Definitely something to check out. We only have a couple copies right now. 2 copies plus the one for the library. So this is if you like a 2 to 4 player game that plays in about 30 minutes, this might be one to check out. Next up, we have some expansions for Cthulhu Death May Die. We've sold several copies of that, and thought we'd bring in some expansions. Maybe people are interested in these. These contain some very cool looking miniatures and other components. We have Yog Sothoth and Black Goat of the Woods. These are from Simon, and they add on to the Cthulhu Death May Die base game, which we're currently sold out of, but we can bring in more. If you're interested in that, you can email us, info@meeples.ca, and hopefully it's still in stock at the distributor. But yeah, these are new, and yeah, if you want these, just let us know. Well, here's some exciting news. Azul, we've had people waiting for this very patiently. Here it is, 4 more copies of Azul, just in time. This is a great game. I think we have 2 or maybe 3 copies of this in the cafe library. A brilliant tile placement game. I think it was Spiel des Jahres in 2017 or 18. Just a brilliant game. One of Cheryl's favorites for sure. Every time I play, I think, oh, I'm doing really well. I'm finally going to beat her, and then she wins anyway. So, oh well. It's still the process that's fun, right? I really enjoy this, and all the other Azul games as well. Then we have a restock. This is, I think, our first restock of Escape the Dark Sector. We brought in a couple of these when it first came out, and they went right away. It looks pretty neat. It's a 1 to 4 player game that I believe has a good reputation as a solitaire game, and the art style is really unique. I really like the black and white art style in this game. It's a game of deep space adventure. It says here, playing as the crew of an impounded starship, you find yourselves confined to the detention block of a vast space station. Using a variety of advanced gear and weaponry, embark on a desperate mission to find your ship and blast your way home. The one thing that sticks out to me right here is that it's using the system font from the original Macintosh from the 1980s, which, as a longtime Mac nerd, makes me very happy. The font is called Chicago, in case you're curious. Oh my goodness. Jumping for joy because we got two copies of Ticket to Ride. Definitely my mistake that there's only 2 copies of Ticket to Ride. I should have ordered many more copies of Ticket to Ride, and for that I am sorry. And I will learn and be better next year, I promise. But Ticket to Ride, one of these is already sold, and I bet the other one doesn't last more than 24 hours. So if you want Ticket to Ride, by the time this is on YouTube, it's probably already gone. to be perfectly honest with you, but I'm gonna order lots more, and yeah, what can I say? Bad enough that I didn't order enough, then they came late too, right? So, yay me. Next up, we opened this last unboxing, or maybe the time before, and it was actually the demo copy. They just hadn't labeled it as such, but these are the copies that we can sell. Quirky Circuits by Plaid Hat Games. This is oriented for kids, and it's a programming book. You're gonna program some little programming book game. You're gonna program some of these cute little miniatures, and it looks really fun. Quirky Circuits, a game by Nikki Valens. Now, were we out of this? Oh no, we had one left, but here we are. Catan, Cities and Nights, back in stock, restocked, so we have one more. This is the expansion that I recommend for people taking first, as their first expansion for Catan. So we're glad to have this back in stock as well. And then one more copy of the Eastern Mountains Golem variant of Century as well. One of these is a demo. Here it is. Nope. There it is. Demo. We have a demo of Grand Austria Hotel. Cheryl and I have played this at least once, and it was a really interesting game. It was quite long, but I think we might have been playing it a little bit wrong. Quite an interesting worker placement game. This is designed by Simone Luciani and Virginio Gili. I hope I'm saying that right, but I'm almost certainly not. So, Grand Austria Hotel, we have a copy for the library and 2 copies for you to take home. It's been a while since this has been printed, so there's been some pent-up demand for this one, for sure. It's always well reviewed and high on people's ratings of good Euro games. We've brought this in a couple times, and every time I complain that I've brought in the expansion for Stone Age and I still don't have the base game, and that hasn't changed. Once again, I'm bringing in the expansion without the base game only because it still hasn't been reprinted. Z-Man Games must just like to punish everybody. I don't get it. Why this game? I know it's been around for a long time and the market's probably saturated, but it's a growing market too, and I think there's a lot of people that would like to try Stone Age. It was one of the first, if not the first, worker placement game. It's very, very good. I think a lot of people would still be interested in it personally, so there we go. We have the expansion again anyway. And then a while ago we brought in Agricola, and it was sold even before it arrived, and so here's another copy. Agricola, this is a great game by Uwe Rosenberg, and you are building up your farm. You're farming different animals and different crops and things. Our family has played this several times, and it's always been an adventure. It's quite a long game. It says 90 minutes on the box with a little tilde next to it, meaning approximately, and I think that's approximately completely bogus. It's not going to be a 90-minute game. Maybe if you're like the designer and you know every single rule internally, you can play this in 90 minutes, but it's probably like a 2.5 hour game at least. And maybe if you're playing at a lower player count, but we've always played at 4 players, which is like worst case in terms of the amount of time. I suppose it probably scales linearly with the number of players though, so maybe at 2 players it's 90 minutes. Let's put it that way. It's a great game though. And then Rising Tide. This is one of the more popular variants of Pandemic. You are helping, it says here, for hundreds of years the Dutch have depended on dikes and wind-powered pumps to keep water from invading their lands. With nearly a quarter of the Netherlands reclaimed from the sea or even below sea level, flooding from the North Sea, storms, and overflowing rivers are constantly looming threats. So, in this game, it's your job to stop the water from taking over the Netherlands, and that's pretty neat. And it's a cooperative game, just like Pandemic, except instead of fighting diseases, you're fighting the rising tide. So, Pandemic, Rising Tide. There we are. Okay. Here we have the non-Golem version of the second game in the Century series, Eastern Wonders. This game here, you are, actually, yeah, it's the second. The third one is, yeah. A New Hope, or not A New Hope, that's Star Wars, what's it called? A New World. This one you have boats and you're moving them around between islands, and you're still doing like conversions and production of different cubes of different colors like in Century Spice Road, but the mechanics are different, and it's neat how both Century and Azul have taken some core mechanics and then applied those mechanics in 3 different games and had them work cohesively. In fact, with the Century games, you can actually combine the games into bigger games. We haven't tried that personally yet, but the rules are in the box, so you can combine like the first and second game, or the first, second, third game. I don't know if you can combine the first and third or just the second and third, I have no idea. But that was one of the goals for this trilogy, was being able to combine them. And I think that's a pretty neat idea. So there we go, more Century. Splendor. We had been sold out for Splendor for probably a week, and we're very excited that the Splendor was not in the box that didn't make it. So 4 copies of Splendor, 4 copies of Azul. That is going to make quite a few people happy this week, which makes us very happy. Splendor is one of our favorite games. We have 3 copies in the library, plus the Marvel version. Crazy, crazy box for such a light game. It's a very imposing looking box. Has these beautiful poker chips that represent gems that you use to purchase these development cards, as they call them. And those cards also serve to improve your economy and your purchasing power of future developments. So it's a bit of an engine building game. Very, very straightforward to learn and play. It's one of the most played games here at the cafe, I'd have to say, which makes us happy, and it's probably because we're very efficient at teaching it, and we have so many copies it probably sticks out quite a lot on the shelves. So very happy to have that back in stock as well. So yeah, there's 1 box missing. From what I can tell, there might only be like 1 game missing that they might have sent in 1 separate box, which is weird. But nevertheless, we got most of the shipment, which makes us very, very relieved and happy. So thanks for watching this unboxing video. We do have a couple more shipments coming this week. If the shipping gods are smiling on us as they are now. So hopefully even more of those games people are waiting for will be in. We'll have these on the shelves for tomorrow morning, and we're excited to have these off to people. So thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please hit that thumbs up button on YouTube, and share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. If you hit that bell, you'll get notified when we post these videos, and then you'll know sooner that new great games are here and restocked. So thanks for watching, and until next time, please be kind and safe and calm. And you can look on the website and check your email box. We'll be sending information about our Boxing Week sale in the coming days, and we hope that there'll be some great deals for you there. So thanks again. Bye.